Good morning, my lovelies. Come spend a lazy slash somewhat productive Saturday with me. I always need to start off with coffee because, let's be honest, who doesn't? People who can just wake up and be awake, honestly, they kind of scare me because I could never do that. After my morning coffee, I figured it was time to start getting ready, and please do not come at me for my skincare routine. I know it desperately needs something new, but sometimes I just need something super quick in the mornings. I live in Colorado, so my skin desperately gets dry and needs a lot of moisturizer. And then, as always, clean teeth always makes life better. And then I do have extensions, so I know when I sleep with it in a braid, and then it always takes me a little bit of time to try to get ready. I did a little bit fast today because it is hair wash day, so probably before the end of the day it's going to go up anyways, but I always have to make sure I use hair oil. I absolutely love this stuff, like even using it on my daughter's hair. I'll show a little snippet of it at the end if anybody would like to try it. But you really just want to get everything all in there, just since they're extensions, they don't stay, they get drier than your normal hair, I guess I should say. And then just brush it through, that way it gets everywhere, and it kind of helps to saturate the hair a little bit better. I'm definitely a fan of getting ready in the mornings before the kids are up, because once they're all awake and they're running around being crazy, I just really feel like I have zero time and I'm having to rush to get through everything. So waking up, having coffee, and having these little mornings definitely helps me out and makes me feel a little bit better. And just like that, I think for the most part my hair is good enough for today. Like I said, it's hair wash day, so it still looks a little off. But this is the hair oil that I said I would show. It's awesome. If you guys like using that stuff, I would definitely recommend. And then I don't typically wear too much makeup. Usually I just do some little bit of foundation just for some small coverage, and then I'll throw on just like some eyeliner and usually just a little bit of mascara. Now, my mom was like a makeup guru, so you would think I would be a whole lot better at it, but honestly, I've never been much of being a girly girl. I really want to get better, but I've just never found a good knack for it. To be totally honest, I think my 13-year-old's makeup game is way stronger than mine, as sad as that is to admit for myself. But just for running a few errands, I gotta go to the butcher's to get some meat later for the week, and then I'm just pretty much getting caught up on things around the house, and we'll probably take the kids and two of the dogs for a hike later. There's a place here in Colorado called Garden of the Gods. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably have heard of it or have been there yourselves, and it's absolutely beautiful. And since we do have a 4-year-old, it is a super simple hike for her, and that's something that we always look for. She usually only gets about an hour before she's begging one of us to sit there and hold her. And honestly, it's actually been a pretty decent winter here this year. I'm from Texas, so I like to look at the snow, but I don't like being out in the snow. And as everybody knows, driving can get a little dicey, and I've gotten better, but I'm not good at snow driving. So the fact that we've only had one really big snow this year has kind of been nice for me. I know a lot of people have been complaining, saying it doesn't really feel like winter time, which I guess that's true, but I don't know. Bring on the heat. I am so ready for summer and to do all the cool summer shenanigans, like going to the pool, just going out with the kids, spending more time outdoors. That's something that we really enjoy, and our dogs absolutely love it as well. They will literally sit there and whine and jump all over us if we even mention going outside or going out the front. They definitely, they just want to go. They just love it, and they love to be with their people, and it's just awesome. And I'm going to casually try to not stab myself in the eye with this eyeliner, as what I typically do. And as for that, I'm pretty much all ready for just a simple lazy day. I did a really bad closing shift last night. I will probably say Friday nights are the worst for me, getting everything clean before I go to bed. after getting up in the morning, and then going and working all day. By the time I get home and do dinner, sometimes I hit the gym on Fridays, but I try to take it off and I stay up a little bit later, usually catching up on some shows with my hubby. I'm just honestly not in the mood to try to put everything away right before going to bed. We also are a huge fan of having our little midnight snacks. So around probably midnight, I made us some like cheesy Southwestern fries as a little snacky snack while we're watching our shows. We're definitely the bulldog ramen type fans usually, and we recently just found one here that was taco flavored, and we tried it. Not our favorite, and we like the pink one, either the rose or the carbonara one, but we'll switch it up every so often. Except for the 2 times spicy, because that stuff, like, it just burns, like, everything. We probably go through, like, a gallon of milk after eating it. It's crazy. But still yummy, still good. I know my 4-year-old is always asking to try some, and I give her, like, one bite, and then she's literally running off to try to find whatever drink she may have that's out on the counter. And my Dobie, she likes to always come help me with dishes. Usually she'll sit there and try to lick off if there's any water or excess liquid on the cups. Being a family of 6, I think I am almost running my dishwasher constantly, as I've stated in a previous video. I easily do at least 2 washes a day. If not, if it's like a day where we might be having like people over and I'm having to do more cooking, then usually it's about 3, and I'm also having to hand wash dishes. I don't really care to do the dishes so much. Sometimes I'll even try to see if I can convince my kids to do it for extra allowance or money. And even they, most of the time, will say, no. There's just always so much to be done. And here's Arwen coming back, probably hoping to try to get some more stuff. I am very pro Samsung kitchen appliances, and I really like how this one has like that top rack to pull out where I can throw like all my spatulas and various utensils that I've used for cooking. I just think that I don't know if it really saves space. I was going to say it's a huge space saver, but honestly, the utensils really don't take up that much anyways. But I will say that this one is not quite tall enough for me to wash on my sheet pan, so usually the bigger items I just like to wash by hand and then just throw in the drying rack, just because it'll save space. And I'm always worried that the little spinny blade things inside the dishwasher is always going to get caught and I'm going to wind up breaking it. My stove also needed some love from last night. I make jams as well, so I probably need to get a really good degreaser, because I've definitely like boiled over some of my jams, and the sugar from those, I swear, it sits and it refuses to get off of anything. I've tried like 409, I've tried the pink stuff, so I am very open to whatever suggestions that people have. I swear it's toddler code to ask for stuff and then never finish eating it. And Armin needs some daddy time morning cuddles. She literally does this every day. I think she steals the heater. I need to move on in my car today because, as I said before, we've done a lot of holiday travelings, and I have not been back here since we got back from Texas. It's a lot better than what I thought it would be. We had the 8-year-old and the 4-year-old sitting up here. The 4-year-old definitely left a lot of her tater tots and nuggets, and yeah, my car smelled like a fast food joint and it desperately needed to be cleaned. I was finding like open bottles of stuff. At one point I even found a completely unopened bottle of Grape Crush, and I was like, okay. Again, toddlers, they ask for all this stuff and then I don't think they ever have any intention of actually finishing it. But it keeps them happy. They feel like they get stuff. It works. And then I got this little cordless vacuum, and it's kind of nice because it goes on like a full-on vacuum in my house, so that I can it helps picking up all the dog hair. We have 3 dogs. All of them shed. I was surprised at how much my Doberman actually sheds, but I find her little short hairs all over the place. And then it detaches from the actual stick portion of it, and so far for vacuuming out the car, I think that it just really helps. It is a little bit thicker, so sometimes getting into the smaller cracks and crevices can be a little difficult, but I mean, it works. My car by the end of this looks way better than what it did starting off, and we can actually go on the hike. And then before we left, the kids wanted a quick lunch, so I just said I was going to make them some simple sandwiches. They're not real picky when it comes to that, so I just do your typical stuff. You got the bread, ham, cheese, pickles, mustard. We are a mustard heavy family, except for our oldest. I think she's the only one that is anti-mustard, but hey, not everybody can be perfect. There's always one. So most of the time we have just like pre-done meals like in the fridge. Like the kids will just come and usually eat as they get hungry. Apart from dinner, when it comes to like breakfast and lunch, I guess we're not a very structured family because we all kind of want to eat at different times. I have some kids who love breakfast, some who don't want to eat breakfast. I'm not a breakfast either. Sometimes my husband is, so it kind of just depends on the day, but for the most part, we always make sure that there's something so that like as people get hungry and they want to eat, they can just grab and go. The only one that naturally still needs a little bit of help with making food is the 4-year-old because she's not quite there yet. But apart from her, all the kids are older, so it's easy for them to just get up and grab something whenever they feel the need. But today, I made a sandwich, and so they all requested a sandwich, so why not? And also, it's kind of weird, but my 7-year-old will sit there and just drink the pickle juice straight from the jar. Like, there's times I have to try to put my jar of pickles behind something else in the fridge because she will literally go in there and grab it, eat like a couple pickles, and then I've seen her pour the juice out into a bowl, and I'm like, where are you getting this from? Like, I know it's a thing. I know lots of people do it. I've heard it's good for like muscle cramps and stuff like that. Granted, she's 7. I doubt she's doing any strenuous activity enough to really sit there and give her cramps, but I'm like, oh my lord. But it's fun. We have some of the kids eating their lunch. The hubby wanted to go up and mess with them, and they all seem pretty receptive. I looked through pictures to get our meat for the week, and I figured I will show you guys what I got today. So this week, it's a super simple menu. So I just got some chicken thighs, which we're going to need to get thawed out today, because I need those to make honey chipotle sandwiches later. So we got some of those. My daughter's been begging me for fish, so we got a thing of salmon. Ignore my toddler likes to leave her milk on the counter everywhere. Got some ground beef, and we will be doing some burrito bowls probably tomorrow. And they also partner with some local businesses. And how good does this banana bread look? We love banana bread, so super stoked to try that. And we've reached the point in the video where I will share with you some of our hiking footage. This is where, how I mentioned earlier, we were going out to Garden of the Gods. We took 2 of the dogs. Our shepherd at home is not very dog friendly, so he doesn't typically get to come out with us just in case, other hikers want to bring theirs. This is one of the most beautiful areas that I think we could go hiking. The kids always enjoy it. It's pretty easy, so the trails that we pick, it's easy for a 4-year-old, and our Roddy definitely does not like to walk for a while, but it's still pretty easy for him. We usually do about an hour, and the kids have fun. Some of the more advanced trails, they have like rocks that the kids will climb on. Our middle 2, the 7-year-old and the 10-year-old, they really like to find those taller boulders to go and take funny pictures on and stuff like that. Garden of the Gods has a lot of different trails. As I said earlier, there's some that are more advanced, so if y'all are ever in the area, I would highly suggest checking it out. They have some pretty simple walking ones, as what you'll see from this video. It's all pretty scenic. There's some areas where you kind of can go off and it's, more just some trees and some of the tall grasses. Right now, everything's kind of dead just since it is winter. Even though it's been a little bit warmer out here, it still gets pretty chilly at night, so all the plants, they do their thing. I will allow you guys to just kind of view and throw some music on for the end of the video. If you like my startup content, I'll probably do more stuff like this where it's just like my family and our goings about. So hit like and follow and subscribe. Thank you.